all friction is not bad. All friction is not bad. Oftentimes, you know, when friction arises, sometimes our minds automatically go to a place of, you know, that it's a bad thing or negativity or, oh my goodness. But, you know, I was looking at the word friction, and of course, when there's friction, a lot of times there's pain that's also experienced. And so friction, the rubbing of one against another, or, you know, the force that resists relative motion between something, contact of something else, the clashing, you know, of something, you know, all of those things like that. And so as I was looking at this, and there is a rubbing and, you know, some type of conflict or some type of something that causes this level of friction. But I'm telling you now that all friction is not a bad thing, because friction actually means movement. It means that it's working. It means that something is happening. Something is taking place. A lot of times, you know, we're going through a time or a season in our lives where it looks like things may be at a standstill. Seems like things are not moving. It's not working. The wheels are not turning. But I'm here to tell you and just encourage you and to let you know that friction actually speaks that there is some type of movement happening. There's some type of action that's causing a reaction. Oh my goodness. And so there is some things that are that's taking place. You may never see it until you see it. There's some things we just don't see until we see it. Some things we don't see until it's time for it to manifest. It's time for us to see it. And so I just want to encourage you to let you know that it's working. It is working. Don't let the friction intimidate you. Don't let the friction take your mind to a place that, oh my goodness, all of this or that and all of the, you know, this, because, you know, sometimes friction is the type of thing that produces a pain because of the rubbing, you know, because of the two different things that are opposing one another, you know, but sometimes it's that type of pain. It's the pain, it's the rubbing to the touch, it's that type of hurt or something that helps. It's that kind of thing. For instance, if you're there, just let me know. For instance, just like with the washing machine, your washer, you know, there's a thing in your washer. When you wash your clothes, it's called an agitator. See, friction is an agitation. Friction also speaks that there is something being agitated, something stirring. There is something going on, all right? And so in your washer machine, you put your dirty clothes in there so that the agitation can clean it. Sometimes friction comes to clean up some stuff. Sometimes friction comes to agitate some things in your life, agitate some things for us. My God, and it looks like it's a reaction. Oh my God, it doesn't look like the reaction that you think is going to get, but it's actually coming to clean it up. Remember in the scriptures where in Corinthians, where it talks about how Satan was sent as a messenger to buffet Apostle Paul. All right, so it looks like an adverse reaction. It looks like the opposite of what it's coming to do. So sometimes friction, there's an adverse reaction. There's opposites attract, you know. And so while he was sent as a messenger to buffet. All right, so when you go to buffet your floors, it look like they tearing your floors up. It look like, oh my God, what are y'all doing to my floors? My floors look a mess. When all the time it's coming to polish your floors up. It's coming to polish it. All right, so the very thing that's buffeting you is actually polishing you. The very thing that's agitating you, oh my God, is causing movement in you. All right, so sometimes it takes agitation to move you. Sometimes it takes some friction to cause some movement to take place. Oh my goodness, I don't want you to focus on that the friction is coming, oh my God, look at it in a negative lens, but look at it in a lens that is coming to actually present an opportunity. My God, the opposition is creating an opportunity. Oh my goodness. And so one thing about the friction and the agitation, you can't stick your hand in it. So when your washer is going on and that agitation is going on, you better not stick your hand in that washer while it's going. All right. So allow God to be God in this season, in this place, and in this space where it seems like friction and agitation and all of that. A lot of times God is doing that because of what God wants to be done. He's doing it because of what he wants to take place in our lives. He's doing it, my God. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. All right, so I just wanted to encourage you to let you know that the friction and the agitation represents movement. There are some things moving in your life. There is some elevation that is happening. There is some growth, some expansion that is taking place. There is some enlargement that is happening. All right. And so a lot of times these things are happening in the realm of the spirit, of course. It's an invisible place. You feel it, you sense it, but sometimes you can't see it. You sense it, you feel it. Oh my God, but sometimes what? You can't see it. Oh my God, sometimes it's in the unseen. Woo, my, that things are working on your behalf. Sometimes it's in the things that we don't need to see. Because if we see it, we might stick our hand in it. If we see it, we might try to get in it. Okay, so there are some things that God will do in a space where you can't see so that you can mind your own business and allow God to be God. So I just want to encourage you, because as I was looking at friction, and I was looking at the advantages, because there are some advantages of friction. There is some advantages. You would think that, oh my goodness, all this friction and all of this going on. But I was looking at the advantages of friction, and it's amazing because friction is used. There's a such thing as static friction, which prevents slipping. Static friction prevents slipping. Sliding friction stops a car. Rolling friction keeps vehicles moving. Fluid friction makes parachutes float and planes fly. So there are some advantages of this friction that you got going on, some friction that's taking place. Friction enables us to walk freely without slipping and falling. Oh my goodness. It helps support a ladder that may be leaning up against a wall. That's friction. It helps you from falling. Come on, somebody. It becomes possible, oh my goodness, to transfer some different things one to another. That's friction. Ooh, you can stack things up. Objects can be piled up without slipping. That's friction. All right. The brakes on our cars, on our vehicles, work because of friction. So we need some friction to take place in our lives. Friction is important. Friction is key. All right. So friction is not a bad thing. Friction is not, it plays a vital role in our daily life. Oh my God. Without friction, to be honest, we would be handicapped. Without friction, we would have some disabilities. We would be falling. We would be slipping. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Without friction, isn't that amazing? Without friction, we might fall. We might slip. We might break down. Oh, my God. We can't stop from rolling. We can't stop from slipping and falling. Friction does all of that. So God will put friction in your life to stop you from falling. He'll put friction in your life to stop you, oh my God, to stop you from rolling down a road or a path that you don't need to be rolling on. Friction, there's some advantages of this, all right? So it becomes difficult to walk on a slippery road due to low friction. So you need some friction. We need some friction to be able to move on the ice, move on icy times in our lives. Oh my God. All right. Yo, listen, we can't fix a nail in the wall, in wood or the wall, if there's no friction. It takes friction. It takes friction. It takes friction. Come on. Oh my goodness. All right. And so even when you go to write on a piece of paper or on a board, that takes friction. The friction of the pen or the pencil that's hitting the paper or the board, that's friction. Oh my God. It takes friction to apply brakes to your car. Come on. It takes friction to walk on the floor. Come on. When you drink, those coffee lovers, when you drink coffee, it takes friction for your coffee cup, your coffee mug to stay, come on the dashboard while you're driving. Oh my goodness. It takes friction when you shuffling across around the floor and on the carpet. It takes friction. It takes friction. So friction helps us in our lives. So I just want to encourage you to let you know that all friction is not bad. Friction means that there is some movement going on. There is something that God is doing in a place where he's not revealed it, where you cannot see the manifestations yet. Sometimes he has revealed it. Sometimes he has not. sometimes we will not see this until we see it. We just have to believe it. We just have to know that even friction shows up to work on your behalf. It shows up to work for you. Now, listen, I pray that encourage someone. But as you can see here, this is the 411 Let's Talk Show background. Join, every first Thursday of the month at 8 p.m. We do the 411 Let's Talk Show. I want you all to join on next week, which is the first Thursday of the month. We are going to discuss the youth. We're going to discuss, do some real talking about the things that are going on with the young people in lieu of the shooting that took place in Texas. We're going to be talking about that as well, and just some things about some strategies and some things what can we do, what can we put in place, how can we help our young people in today's time. We know there's an array of things that can be done, but we need to do them. We need to pay attention. We need to rise up, pay attention, and listen. Our youth need to be heard. There needs to be a safe space and a safe place for them to express and share. And we actually listen and hear their heart and hear their cry because they are crying out. It's been some time. It's been some time. The enemy has launched a major attack against the youth, against the children, the young people. But we've got to rise up. We've got to pay attention, and we've got to listen. So tune in on next Thursday at 8 p.m. At the 411 Let's Talk Show. The flyer will be out with the details on there soon. All right, God bless you all. Remember, it's working for you. Friction is not always a bad thing. Oh, my goodness. All right, God bless you all.